And we will go first to Stephen Brooks.
Hey, Max. This is Stephen Brooks from 24/7 Sports. Hope you're doing well, man. I wanted to ask you about actually your senior year and just sort of some of the unusual parts to that. And, I mean, when you're going through that, I think your season was delayed at least. I know you guys didn't have a playoff tournament at the end. Does that experience sort of make you more eager to come to Michigan State and just start that new chapter, or were you still kind of trying to savor every last bit? Could you sort of take us back to your mindset of senior year, the difficulties, and whether or not it made you sort of want to get up here sooner?
Yeah, I mean, senior year, it was something that only one person gets only 1 year of their life. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I really savor that moment. Especially, I was with my brother at the time. We were playing high school basketball together. So I wanted to make sure that we were going out with a bang. And in terms of basketball, we did a great job of that. We won our conference championship. We played only 15 games and happened to win every single one. But I mean, in terms of my mindset of the senior season, I really wanted to make sure that both on and off the court, I was really making sure that I enjoyed it and made sure that I was making the most of it. And by the time the senior season ended, I was obviously really eager to get up here, start workouts and lifting and be with the guys and all that kind of stuff. And everything's been going great so far.
Basketball wise, what'd you get out of that senior year? I mean, was there anything you feel like you did that you hadn't shown before, I guess, or anything you really put an emphasis on, or was it just kind of like you said, making those last few memories?
I think it was just making the last few memories, just kind of winning that conference championship for our school, or winning as many games as possible, just making sure that I was also having fun during the process. And I think I did a good job of that.
Got it. Thanks, man. Good to sort of meet you here.
Yep. Thank you.
We'll go next to Nate Atkins.
Hey, Max. Nate Atkins with the Lansing State Journal. We talked after one of your games this year. And just back then, you were talking about how your goal, coming in and playing this past season was to kind of get a little bigger and get better on defense. Just kind of curious how you felt that went and kind of where you are physically and as a defender coming into Michigan State.
I think lifting wise and strength wise, I've definitely done a great job of just working hard in the weight room every single day when we do lift as a team, making sure that I'm working hard with the guys, encouraging the guys, giving them energy as well as them giving me energy. And I think with time, as time comes, when the season rolls around, I'll have made great strides in that area. And along with that comes the defense. We're working that on defense, every day in practice and every day, even before we lift, we do some mobility stuff. So I think even with strength, the fact that my legs can get stronger, if my body can get stronger, my defensive ability will get even better with time. And as the season rolls around, I think, in both those areas, I've made great strides.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go next to Matt Charbonneau.
Hey, Max, Matt from the Detroit News. What's been the biggest adjustment for you now since you've been, I know you haven't been here long, but what's been the biggest adjustment? How is it kind of going, getting to know all the guys and getting used to your new surroundings here?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. The transition's been really easy. The supporting staff, of all the players, teammates, coaches, everybody has made it really easy for me to transition here. But I think the hardest transition is just the fact that I'm in college now. So I have to take care of myself. I have to do my own jobs. I have to make sure that I plan ahead for these sort of things. And so that's probably the hardest thing, just making sure that I'm on time to everything and making sure that I'm doing everything the right way and to the best of my ability. But, with the supporting cast that we have here, everything has been smooth sailing for the most part.
Have you? I know it's early and we're just in June. Has there been much talk? Are you thinking much about how you're going to be utilized, how you want to be utilized, how you kind of fit into some sort of rotation here? Any of those sort of basketball things kind of cropping up yet at this point?
Yeah, it certainly is early, but I think, just being able to just run the floor, fill the lanes, fill the spots, being able to be a shooting threat and being able to space the floor. If I can be a shooting threat at all positions of the floor, it just creates more spacing for us. And, that'll just lead to more opportunities, not only for myself, but for my teammates, to get me open looks or to get themselves open looks. So I think just being a floor spacer as of now, but I'm sure that, as time goes on, more roles will be fit into and all that sort of stuff.
And another one real quick, people talk about the jump from levels. Now you go to the level you're at now at this school. Has that been noticeable? Has there been moments where you're like, okay, out on the court realizing this is a whole different level from what I'm used to before? Has there been any moments like that for you yet?
Yeah, for sure. Just the strength and the speed of the game. It's different at every single level. And that's the biggest transition for every basketball player, in my opinion, when you go from level to level. The speed of the game, especially here, how fast we play. It's certainly different from my high school game. And then just the strength, the strength of all the players that you're going to be going against, my teammates and all that sort of stuff. So it's definitely a bit of a transition, but I think I've been handling it well for the most part.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Paul.
Hi, Max. This is Paul Fanson from the Only Colors, which is part of the SB Nation network. I just wanted to welcome you at MSU. And I think that you've probably heard Coach Izzo talk about how he prefers a player coach team. And I just was curious how you felt that kind of player level leadership since you've arrived. So who are you seeing that's kind of directing the most traffic or having the biggest influence from a leadership perspective of your future teammates?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think everybody's taken that role almost, even especially the seniors, Marcus Bingham, Gabe Brown, Malik Hall, Julius Marble, all those kind of guys, especially what happened last season. Everybody's really motivated to make sure that this season's kind of that get back season and we capitalize on it. And so we're really trying to make sure that we're having that player led team, like you said, especially coming off of last season. We want to make sure that everything is going to be the way that the old Michigan State and the real Michigan State team should be. And part of that is player-led teams. And I think that all the guys have done a great job embodying that philosophy. And it's been going great so far in terms of the leadership.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Max.
Thank you.
We'll go next, Max, to Audrey Dahlgren.
Hi, Max. Welcome to East Lansing officially. I was able to speak with you. I don't know if you remember this back when you committed. I am the sports director at the CBS station in Lansing. So welcome. I want to go back to the lifting aspect in terms of we see all these social videos of you guys getting in the weight room, getting after it. How big of an adjustment has that been for you when it comes, because you said you felt like you might be in pretty good shape coming in here, but how has it maybe been a little different, or are you in the good shape that you thought you were?
Yeah. It's definitely different a little bit from my typical weight room. I know back at home when I used to lift, there obviously we weren't lifting as a team. And so coming in here, lifting as a team, having that, that energy that's felt throughout the whole weight room, the encouragement that's going on, and just the excitement that goes on, even though weightlifting sometimes may not be the most fun thing, the fact that you're doing it with the team and the fact that you're doing it with such high energy makes it something that you look forward to sometimes, because you're obviously getting stronger on the basketball court, but also you're bonding with your teammates, helping them push through, some hard lifts or some hard workouts. And so it's been really fun actually in the weight room, just getting, to know the team and having that energy in the weight room. So that's the biggest adjustment, I'd say. Just the energy has been lifted up.
Does strength coach Marshall Rep have a specific weight or that he wants you to be at, or like what is he envisioning for you personally when it comes to you?
Yeah. So as the season comes around, I think he wants me at around 200 pounds, a solid 200, not fluttering 200 and all that kind of stuff. So I think a solid 200 is what he wants me at by the season comes around. And I have a lot of time to make sure that I get to that weight when the season comes.
And how important is that going to be for you as you make the adjustment from high school to college to get that weight on and to be a little bit stronger?
Yeah, it's definitely really, really important. As I said earlier, one of the biggest transitions I think for any basketball player when you're going from level to level is the strength difference. And so being able to make sure that you're strong enough to take those bumps and those hits from those bigger guys, especially when you go inside the paint in a really loaded Big Ten, being able to be strong and being able to be balanced and have a strong core or whatever it may be. Just being able to be strong when you attack the rim or whatever you're doing on the basketball court is really, really important. So I'm going to make sure that I reach that weight and I'm working hard in the weight room.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Jared Ramsey.
Hello, Max. I'm Jared. I'm with the State News, the student newspaper at MSU. I just wanted to ask about your relationship with Gabe Brown. You said he's been taking on a leadership role this offseason. Since you guys kind of play the same position, have you been working with him one-on-one to kind of improve and learn what you need to do at the college level?
Yeah, actually, I've asked him a couple questions on, how he handled his business when he came in here as a freshman and all that sort of stuff. But we definitely do work out together. We do more group workouts where it's more than one person most of the time. But when we do work out together, I'm watching how he moves. I'm watching how he does his moves, what he does, and how he reads certain things. And I'm making sure that I'm picking up on the little tips that he uses because he's been in this game for 4 years. So he really knows what he's doing. So making sure that I'm watching him, watching what he's doing, asking him questions, something that I've been trying to do, even if it's off the court, how he handles the college life and how he handles his schoolwork and all that sorts of, that business. So I've been making sure that I've tried to, pick his brain a little bit so I can become a better person both on and off the court.
And is there anything that Gabe's told you that you didn't really know about coming into college, about college basketball that you didn't know about before? Is there anything that he kind of like a secret that he put you in on?
There isn't really a secret to anything. The one thing he's really emphasized is the fact that you really need to work. You need to be about your business. if you want to be good at this level. The secret is that there is no secret. You always have to work hard for everything, and you have to make sure that you're being about your business in terms of work ethic, both on and off the court, school, basketball, weightlifting, and all that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Stephen Brooks.
Max, sorry if I missed it. You said you want to get up to 200 pounds solid. Where are you now?
At about 190 solid right now.
Okay.
You know, not fluttering, just a solid 190 at the moment.
Gotcha. I want to ask you about your relationship with Jaden too. If I remember right, I talked to you when you committed to. If I remember right, I don't think you knew him as well, maybe as Pierre. I don't know if you knew either of them super well, but just what's it been like going through this process with Jaden, getting to know him, and what do you guys sort of do to help each other out as you go through this together, or just sort of give each other a partner, to experience all this with?
Yeah, well, now I know Jaden a lot better, because we're pretty much living together almost on campus. And so it's just really nice to have someone else, and Pierre will come eventually, but it's just really nice to have two other freshmen that are in the same shoes as me in terms of it's our first time in college. We don't know what to really expect. And so when we walk through everything together, it's really good to just experience everything together for the first time. And of course, we obviously have our upperclassmen and our seniors and our sophomores and juniors who could really help us out with anything. But we really rely on each other to make sure that, we're going through everything together. We're experiencing everything for the first time together. So we get that first experience and we know what to go off of for the future.
And then last thing I got for you, man, is Doug, I wanted to ask you about Doug Wojcik, because I know he has a relationship with you, sort of going back to the Wolves. And I'm assuming he was in contact with you a lot during your recruitment. Him moving from that spot to the bench, just your thoughts on that and what he brings.
Yeah, it's a great promotion for him. I'm happy for him. He's worked hard for a very long time to get that assistant coaching job, and eventually he'll be a head coach once again. But it's really nice to have someone that I'm personally close with on the staff, someone I could go to even if it's not even about basketball. I could go to him to help me with college life or anything like that because he's been here before for a while. So it's good to have him on staff, and I'm happy for his promotion.
Got it. Thanks again, man.
Thank you.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go next to Mia Berry.
Hi, Max. I'm Mia Berry with the Detroit Free Press. You kind of talked about this a little bit earlier about how last season ended. Going into your freshman year, does it put any pressure on you being freshman to come in and kind of immediately contribute and aid Michigan State in becoming that team that everyone's kind of accustomed to them being?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's some expectations for me. Everybody wants me, to be this certain type of player or, produce this amount of numbers. But I think I'm just going into it for the first time, just being able to make everything a learning experience. There's going to be some sort of pressure on me that everybody wants me to do this, and that. But I'm just going in with the mindset that I've worked hard my entire life for this moment. And, the work will take care of itself, whether it's ups and downs, whether it's a bad game, good game, whatever it may be. I'm going to make sure that I'm getting through it and I'm learning something out of it the whole time. And I'm just really excited for the season to start, all the hard work to show. And whether it's a good season, a bad season, or whether it's, if I play well or not, I'm just going to make sure that I learn, and I'm going to make sure that I make the most out of the season. We're going to make it work.
Okay. Have your teammates or coaches kind of helped you figure out ways to kind of quiet down some of the noise or kind of tune out some of those expectations other people have?
It's something we talk about a lot as players, especially in college. People have a lot of expectations. And so we're just trying to make sure that we're leaning on each other and making sure that we're giving each other support and encouraging each other the whole time, every single day we see each other, to make sure that sometimes we can take a little bit of that pressure off of our backs and just to have fun. We're in college. I'm 18 years old, and I have no reason to really be stressed about what other people think about me and how I really, play basketball. So I'm just going to live my life, and we're going to, my teammates have really helped me with that, just making sure that they're encouraging me and I'm encouraging them. And so we just have been having a good time with each other. And so that's the best thing so far.
Okay. Thank you, Max.
Thank you.
Max, that appears to be all the questions that we have for you. We appreciate you taking the time. Everyone, I appreciate y'all taking the time to jump on today too. And hopefully we will see you later this week with another one of our guys.
Thanks, Max. Thanks, Max.
Thank you, Max.
Thank you, Max.
Thank you.
Thanks, Max.